Hello, class. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. So this is going to be a college algebra, advanced college algebra quiz 2. Um, this is going to continue from the previous quiz that we looked at linear equations and we looked at conversions for Celsius and Fahrenheit. We're going to be continuing doing that. So let's take a look at question 1. Remember, I'm going to do the odds. You're going to do the evens. Just follow along. Okay, it says find the corresponding Fahrenheit temperature for a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Run to the nearest tenth if necessary. So for question 1, we write down how many degrees Celsius. It's 31. And we know that the formula from the previous quiz is 9 fifths Celsius plus 32. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. We're going to substitute. The C is going to have a 31 instead. So it's going to be 9 fifths of 31 plus 32. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I have to multiply the 9 times 31 and then divide by 5 and then add 2. So in your calculator, it looks like this. 9 times 31 divided by 5 and then plus 32. That's what it looks like on your calculator. And if you do this correctly, you should get that the degrees in Fahrenheit is approximately 87.8 degrees. All right. Now let's take a look at question number 2. I'm going to go ahead and help you get started. I'm going to read it for you. It says a circular hole is filled with concrete to make a footing for a road-bearing pier. The hole measures 15 inches across and requires 1.5 bags of concrete in order to fill it to ground level. What is the depth of the hole? Round your answer to the nearest inch. 1 bag of concrete, when mixed with the appropriate amount of water, makes 1,800 inches cubed of material. So what I would recommend here is to draw a picture, right? It's basically a cylinder. And they tell me the diameter is 15 inches. So if the diameter is 15 inches, then the diameter divided by 2 is going to be the radius. So that means that 15 divided by 2 is going to be 7.5 inches. And why do I need the radius? Well, because the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times h. Okay? So now we go and get some more information. It says you have 1.5 bags of concrete, and each bag makes 1,800 cubic inches. So what I want to do is I want to take the 1.5 and multiply it by 1,800. So 1,800 times 1.5 is 2,700 inches cubed. That's going to be my volume. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute that value for V, and I'm going to set it equal to pi r squared, and I'm going to solve for h. Okay? And I'll let you do the rest on your own. Okay? You do the rest. All you really need to do now is just divide the 2,700 by pi by 7.5 squared. Okay? All right, let's go to number 3. It says Candy and Delvis are riding bicycles in the same direction. Candy is traveling at 5 miles per hour, and Delvis is traveling at 7 miles per hour. In 5 hours, what is the distance between them, assuming that they began at the same point in time? So they're both going in the same direction, except one of them is going faster, right? One of them is going 5 miles per hour, while the other one is going 7 miles per hour. So after a couple of hours, this one down here is going to travel more, right? So this one's actually going to travel 7 times 5, which is 35 miles. Meanwhile, this one over here is only going to travel 5 times 5, which is 25 miles. So now you want to know how far apart are they after 5 hours. And so this becomes a subtraction. So they're 10 miles apart. Okay, any questions on that? If you are feeling confused, you can probably rewind the video and make sense of it, okay? And mainly, guys, the main formula we're using is distance is equal to rate times time. So if I go 50 miles per hour and I travel for 1 hour, I'm going to travel 50 miles. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Let me get you started with number 4. A rectangular Persian carpet has a perimeter of 180 inches. The length of the carpet is 24 inches more than the width. What are the dimensions of the carpet? Okay, now what I gotta say about this, guys, any word problem can be solved in 6 easy steps. It's called the heuristic method. The heuristic method has been used for thousands of years to solve any word problem. Okay, what is the heuristic method? Well, it's a 6-step process, right? So what is it? It is a 6-step process to solve word problems. All right, so here are the 6 steps. Number 1, obviously, we need to read the word problem. Number 2, we need to draw a picture. Number 3, we need to assign variables. Number 4, we need to create a system and solve the system. I'll show you more on what that means in a bit, okay? For number 5, you need to write the answer in a human language. Write the answer in a sentence. And number 6, you need to check your work. Okay, so I can tell you that this is the way. Like the Mandalorian says, this is the way. Just do the 6 steps and you should be on your merry way to solving the problem. So we look at question number 4. I'm going to help you along here. So we look at question number 4. Did we read the problem? Yes, we read it. So step 1 is done. Okay. Step 2, draw a picture. So that was step 1. We read the problem. We got a Persian rug. It has a perimeter of 108 inches. The length is 24 more than the width. What are the dimensions of the carpet? So step 2, we're going to draw a rug. And it's a rectangle. Okay? That's the first thing you need to know. It's a rectangle. Next, step 3. Okay, so here we have step 1, step 2. We draw the picture. Step 3, we're going to go ahead and assign variables. So I'm going to call this length, L for length. So L equals length. And W equals width. Notice how we just take the first letter of each word. So this will be your width. Okay. Then we got to go to step 4. This is the hard part, guys. This is the algebra. This is why I get paid the big bucks, right? Okay, so step 4, you have to actually read the word problem and try to convert it into an algebraic statement or equation. It says there that the perimeter is 180 inches. If you recall from quiz 1, the perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width. This is from quiz 1. Okay, go back to quiz 1 if you have any questions on what perimeter is. The perimeter is all the way around. So you need 2 lengths and 2 widths. And then they give me the perimeter to be 180. Okay. Then they tell me that the length is 24 more than the width. So you need to add 24 to the width to make it equal to the length. Okay, so then there's a trick here. You see how everything has a 2? It's all divisible by 2. So the trick is to just simplify. So 90 is equal to length plus width. You see that? So if the whole way around is 180, wouldn't it make sense that from here to here is 90? And then from here to here is 90? So halfway needs to be 90. So L plus W should be 90. All right, next we need to ask ourselves a question. How can we solve this with two letters? And the answer is you can't. You need another system. These are called systems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and substitute it for that. And that's how you're going to get it to just one letter. Once you have it to one letter, watch this. 90 equals 24 plus W plus W. Notice now we only have one letter. Once you have it in one letter, then you can solve the system. You see this part right here? Solve the system. You can only solve the system once it's in one letter. When it was in two letters, you can't. But you use two of them to combine them to get it to one letter. So now, what do? I subtract 24 from both sides. So what's 90 minus 24? Okay, so that would be 36, right? Because you need 6 to get to 30. And from 30, you need 60 to get to 90. So it's not 36, it's 66, right? So this becomes a 6. 8 minus 2. A 6, right? And then this equals W plus W is 2W. All right, so now that we know that 2W is 66, guess what I got to do? I got to just divide both sides by 2. And that means that W is going to be 33. Okay? Obviously, I already know the answer is C, right? But I'll let you finish the problem. You figure out what the length is. Just plug it back in here, get the length, and finish the problem off. Okay? Let's go to number 5 now. That was fun. Number 5 says, let's read it first, of course. Find the corresponding Celsius temperature for a temperature of 76. So we got Fahrenheit is 76 degrees. And they want you to find the Celsius degrees. So we got to go in reverse, right? So if Fahrenheit is 9/5 C plus 32, then wouldn't Celsius be the reverse process, right? Wouldn't we have to subtract 32 from the Fahrenheit? And wouldn't we have to multiply it by the reciprocal? So instead of 9/5, wouldn't it be 5/9? And so Celsius is going to be 5/9 of Fahrenheit minus 32. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to substitute the 76 into the Fahrenheit and subtract 32. You got to do the inside first. Remember PEMDAS? So 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. All right? And now we got to do this in our calculator. We have to actually take our calculator and do 5 times 44 divided by 9. And whatever that is. Okay? Just take out your handy dandy calculator on your phone and just go clear 5 times 44 divided by 9. You should get 24.4. 24.4 degrees Celsius. All right, so Celsius is equal to 24.4. Okay, let's look at number 6. Let me go ahead and move it up a little bit here so it can come out really nice. All right. Number 6 says, a triangular-shaped lake front lot has a perimeter of 800 feet. One side is 100 feet longer than the short side, while the third side is 400 feet longer than the shortest side. Okay, so we have so number 1, first step, right? First step, read the problem, which we did, check mark. Second step, I'm gonna draw a picture, right? Picture's worth 1,000 words. Step 3. What do we do in step 3, guys? We assign variables. And in this case, we have just basically whatever letters we want. We don't even have a first name for these things. We just got sides, right? It says that the perimeter is 800 feet. So whatever we call these things, A, B, C, if we want to, first, second, and third, K, E, F, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to call them A, B, C. Just keep it simple. But we know that A plus B plus C is the perimeter all the way around. And we know that the perimeter is 800 feet. All right. And now, if you read the word problem, it says one side is 100 feet longer than the shortest side. One side. So let's call this one the shortest side. So let C be the shortest side. And what is the word problem saying? That one side, we don't know which one, it could be A, it could be B. Let's just choose B. It says that B is C plus 100. Okay? That's all we know. While the third side, so that means whatever side is left, this would be A, right? So A would be 400 feet longer than the shortest side. So that would be C plus 400. Okay? And so now your job is simple. Instead of putting, we can leave that A, but instead of putting a B, we're going to put whatever we see over here. So we're going to put a C plus 100. And whatever A is over here, we're also going to, so we have like this, right? And then we're going to take whatever A is and we're going to put that instead. And notice now we have everything in C. And it's absolutely solvable now. Because if I just combine like terms, we have 3C plus 500 is equal to 800. And now I subtract 500 from both sides. We're going to get 3C equals 300. We divide everything by 3. We get C equals 100. Okay? All right, now let's see what they're asking. Find the lengths of all three sides. Okay, I'll let you finish the rest. Figure it out. Look, B is C plus 100. A is C plus 400. Figure it out, okay? Let's go to number 7 now. So number 7, we got step 1 says, read the problem. So let's read it. On a recent trip, Sarah's car traveled 20 miles per hour faster on the first 110 miles than it did on the remaining 80 miles. The total time for the trip was 4 hours. Find the speed of Sarah's car on the first part of the trip. Okay, so we read it. That's step 1, right? Step 2, what is it? Step 2 is to draw a picture. Okay, what picture do we have? Well, this person traveled first 110 miles, right? Then it traveled 80 more miles, right? Okay, what you need to know now is that total distance divided by total time equals average speed. So if I just take the total distance and divide it by the total time, I should get the average speed. So what was the total distance? Well, 110 plus 80, wouldn't that be 190? And if I divide by the total time, 4, you should get your average speed. So take out your handy dandy calculator, clear it. 190 divided by 4 is equal to 47.5 miles per hour. But that's not the question they were asking, was it? It really wasn't. Okay, so step 3, we're supposed to assign variables. We'll call this distance 1, distance 2, right? And it says find the speed of Sarah's car on the first part of the trip. So we want to know what was the speed here. So we need to make use of the first part. Sarah's car traveled 20 miles per hour faster on the first 110. So we know distance is equal to rate times time. Okay? And we know that distance 1 is equal to some speed, right? Some rate, but it's faster than the second rate by 20 miles. And the time is some t time, right? Now distance 2 is equal to just the second rate, but if I travel t time, then this is 4 minus t. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna substitute the values. I know d1 is 110, so we got 110 is equal to r2 plus 20 times t, and we know d2 is 80, so that's gonna equal to r2 times 4 minus t. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna distribute the r's2 and the t here, right? So 110 is equal to t times r2 plus 20t, and 80 is equal to 4r2 minus r times t. So what I'm gonna do here, it's not so obvious. I want to go ahead and solve this. What else did they give me? The average trip was 4 hours. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to solve this. I can do a couple of things. I can add them straight down because these two are going to cancel each other. These are equal. So if I just add them straight down, this might look weird to you, but 110 plus 80 is 190. And this is going to equal to 20t plus 4 times r2. Okay, so that's one equation. We also know that the total distance is 4. So we also know that 110 divided by x speed plus 80 divided by this is 20 miles per hour faster than that. So what that would make it, this would make it x minus 20. It's slower. Okay. And this total time would have to be 4 hours, because distance divided by speed, distance divided by speed is going to be time, and it's going to equal to 4 hours. Okay, so this kind of seems like a lot of work, but what you can do is to figure this out is get a common denominator, right? So notice how we have x minus 20 here, and we only have x here. So I can't really add them. That's not right. So what we want to do is find a way to put these on the same way. So one way to do this is to just cross multiply like this. So 110x minus 110 times 20 plus 80x, and it's all going to be x times x minus 20. is equal to 4. And then what I can do is I can cross multiply now. So this will be 110x minus, and this would be 220 and a 0 plus 80x is equal to 4 times x minus 20. So this is going to turn into 190x minus 2200 is equal to 4x squared minus 80x. And so what I want to do now is I want to zero out the left side, and it's going to turn into quadratic, unfortunately. So this is zero it out, so this becomes 4x squared minus 80x minus 190x plus 2200. And then we can combine like terms. 4x squared, if I owe 80, and then I owe 90, I'm going to owe 0, 8 plus 9 is 17, carry the 1, 270, plus 2200. Okay. All right, so now we can apply the quadratic formula or factoring or all kinds of ways to do this, right? Let's go ahead and write this on another sheet of paper. I think this problem was thrown in there a little too complicated for this section, right? Yeah, I think we were supposed to be doing linear equations, and this just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like the right question here. We can make this easier by dividing everything by 2. That'll make your life a little easier. This is going to be 2x squared minus 135x plus 1100. And then the quadratic formula says that x is equal to b squared minus 4ac, the square root of that, and it's going to be over 2a, and it's going to be negative b plus or minus, right? So plus or minus negative b. Okay, that's the quadratic formula. All right, so this is a, this is b, and this is c. So x is going to equal to, and we'll put the negative b in the front. 2 negatives make a positive, plus or minus the square root of b squared times minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So we're going to take our calculator and do a little bit of calculations here. So 135 times 135 is equal to 18,000. So it's going to be 18,225 minus, and then 4 times 2 times 1100 is 8,800 all over 4. So 18,225 minus 8,800 is 9,425 all over 4. So we're going to take the square root. So we got to go scientific all of a sudden. So it's going to be the square root of, where is the square root? Second square root of, so it's going to be 9,425 second square root. It's going to be 97 point something, right? Okay. And then you're going to do you're going to take the calculator, you're going to do 135, and then we'll do the plus 97 equals 232 divided by 4 gives me 58. So the answer was 58 miles per hour. You know, that's just kind of insane. This question seems like out of place. It just doesn't seem right. Let me go check real quick. What is going on? Like, why would they put this question here? I don't really know. It's supposed to be a linear function question, and it seems to be out of place, you know? So let's go and check it out. Let me just take a quick peek over here at the blackboard. Because I don't know, did they win and lose their minds? I have no idea. These people from Britain, I mean, they pretty much do whatever they want, right? But come on, this doesn't seem like a reasonable question for this section. We're doing linear equations. It seems a bit out of place. Where is it? And sure enough, it is correct. This is the answer. Oh my God. What in the world is going on? Can you imagine? Out of nowhere, this question is sitting there. I don't know what's going on, guys. To tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I feel like it's out of place. Like somebody just did something that they weren't supposed to do, right? Anyways, let's get back to the quiz. The answer is letter A. I feel bad because this is not supposed to be quadratics in this section. Anyway, the answer is 58. I apologize. It seems out of place, but what can I tell you? Let's go to number 8. Let me help you start it. From a point on a river, two boats are driven in opposite directions, one at 6 miles per hour and the other 10 miles per hour. How many hours will they be 48 miles apart? Okay, this is the kind of question we should be looking at, right? One of them is going 6 miles per hour. The other boat is going 10 miles per hour, right? This seems okay, right? So how long will it take for them to be 48 miles apart? So 10 times t minus 6 times t is going to equal to 48 miles apart. This seems very natural, right? 10t minus 6t, that's 4t, is equal to 48. And I'll let you finish the rest on your own, okay? Let's take a look at number 9. Find the height of a moving box if its length is 29 inches, its width is 36 inches, and its surface area is 4,038 inches squared. Assume the surface area includes the top of the moving box. So we're going to have it completely covered. So again, let's draw a picture. So we read it, right? Check mark. Let's draw a picture. That's the first step. We read the problem. And the second step, we're going to draw a picture, right? So what do we have? We have a box. And it's all 6 sides, okay? So this is S. The total surface area is going to equal to 6S squared. Because there's 6 sides. And they're all squares. Okay? Oh, but they're not squares. This is a rectangle. My bad. So if it's a rectangle box, then it's a different formula. One of the lengths is 29, right? And the width is 36. So actually, the width is longer. But the picture doesn't look like it. But the width is longer. And then they told you the total surface area is 4,038 square. So notice it's going to have this rectangle, that rectangle, the one over there, the one over here, the one over there. It's going to have all kinds of rectangles. But the total surface area is 4,038. So we don't know the height. That's the one dimension we don't know. We don't know the distance here. But what we do know is that we have 6 rectangles. So what are the 6 rectangles? So the first rectangle is the one in the front, right? So the front rectangle is going to be 29h, right? Area is going to be equal to base times height, so 29h. The back rectangle is also going to be 29h, right? Because height, base times height. Then we're going to have the side. We're going to have 36h, right? So this will be area 1, this will be area 2, and then area 3 is going to be 36h. And then this will be like the right side, and then there's a left side, and that's area number 4. Area 4 is going to be also 36h, base times height. Okay, and then we're going to have the top and the bottom, right? Top. The top area would be area 5. That's going to be 29 times 36. And then area 6 is going to be also 29 times 36. And that would be the bottom, right? The bottom. And they're including all sides. But we know that if I add up all the areas, that'll be your total surface area, and so the total surface area is equal to area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3 plus area 4 plus area 5 plus area 6. So then we're going to have 4,038 is equal to area 1, which is 29h, plus area 2, which is 29h, plus area 3, which is 36h, plus area 4, which is 36h, plus 29 times 36, plus 29 times 36. Okay, so what we need to do is multiply these 29 times 36 and figure it out. So we're going to do 29 times 36. That's 1044. Okay, then we're going to add up all these things. It's going to be 29 plus 29 plus 36 plus 36. That's a total of 130. So we had 130h plus 1044 plus 1044. So we do 1044 plus 1044. That's a total of 2088. So 2088. Okay. So this is what we have so far. That's all we got. All right, then what do? We subtract 2088 from both sides. So 4,038 minus 2,088 is going to be 1950 equals 130h. And so the very last step is just going to be dividing both sides by 130. And that should give me my final answer. So if I just take h is going to be 1,950 divided by 130. So divided by 130. That's going to be equal to 15 inches. Final answer. 15 inches. So it's going to be letter A. Okay, number 10. Let me go over there and move this up again. So number 10 says Jill is 6 kilometers away from Joe. Okay, let's start it off. Jill is 6 kilometers from Joe. Okay, both begin to walk towards each other at the same time. Jill walks 1.5 kilometers per hour. They meet in 4 hours. So Jill is going 1.5 kilometers per hour. We don't know how fast Joe is going, but we know that they get together in 4 hours. So we know that 1.5 times t is equal to, oh, they're 16 kilometers away, excuse me. Okay, 1.5 t has to plus, not equals, plus x times 4 minus t has to equal to 16. Notice that we have like two different variables, so this is needs some more work, right? We do know that they walk towards each other and their total distance has to equal to 16. So in order for them to meet, right, they have to cover that distance. Jill walks 1.5 kilometers per hour. How fast is Joe walking? Okay, so let's go ahead and try to solve this. We got 1.5 t is equal to 4, no, plus, sorry, not equal, 4x minus x times t is equal to 16. So I think this is going to turn into quadratic again, because notice how we have two unknowns here. So we have 1.5 t minus xt plus 4x equals 16. We're trying to find x, so maybe try to leave x alone. Maybe that's the way. 1.5 t plus x times 4 minus t equals 16. So let's go ahead and leave x alone. So we have x times 4 minus t equals 16 over 1.5 t. But we know what 16 divided by 1.5 is. That's going to be 10.66 t. Okay, 10.67 t. And then over here we have 4x minus xt, or equals 10.67 t. All right, so how fast is Joe walking? So I guess we're going to move this to the other side. 10.67 t plus xt. Actually, this might be easier though than I'm making it. They're both traveling 4 hours. My bad. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense now. They're both traveling 4 hours. Not a total of 4 hours. They're both traveling. So this is going to be 6 plus 4x equals 16. So subtract 6, subtract 6. 4x is equal to 10. So you're going to divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 2.5 kilometers per hour. Okay. So it's a letter D. So I was making it a lot harder than it was. I thought it was going to be a quadratic. Excuse me. It's not a quadratic. They're both taking 4 hours to get there. Okay, so that's number 10. Number 11. find the length of the rectangular lot with a perimeter of 72 meters if the length is 6 more than the width. So step 1, we need to read it, check mark. Step 2, second step, we're going to draw a picture. Suppose it's a rectangular lot with a perimeter of 72. So 72 equals twice the length plus twice the width. The length is equal to 6 more than the width. So we're going to divide everything by 2 over here. So we're going to get, what is it? 36 is equal to L plus W. Think about it. If the whole way around is 72, halfway around is 36. Then we're going to substitute this for that. So we're going to get 36 is equal to 6 plus W plus W. So 36 is equal to 6 plus 2W. We're going to subtract 6. 30 is equal to 2W. So divide by 2, divide by 2. W is 15. So find the length. So the length would actually be 6 more than the width. So the length is 6 plus 15, which gives me 21 meters. Okay, let's go to number 12. A square plywood platform has a perimeter which is 7 times the length of the side. Decreased by 18. Find the length of the side. Okay, so we read it. Second step, we draw a picture. So we read it. Let's draw a picture. Oh, but it's a square plywood. Excuse me, not a rectangle. It's a square. All 4 sides are equal. Okay, so this is a rectangle. It's not what we want. We want a square. And it says a square platform has a perimeter which is 7 times the length of the side. So the perimeter, which is 4 times the side, is also equal to 7 times S. Seven times the length of the side decreased by 18. So 7S minus 18. Okay. Find the length of the side. So I'll let you do the rest. You're supposed to subtract 4S from both sides. Move the 18 to the other side by adding 18 to both sides. And so I got 18 is equal to 3S. And I'll let you finish it. Okay, number 13 says, in the morning, May drove to an appointment 50 miles per hour. Her average speed on the return trip in the afternoon was 40 miles per hour. The return trip took half an hour longer. Okay, so it's understood that it's the same distance going and coming. So we know that we did distance over 50, right? And then we had distance over 40. Okay. And this is some time, right? But we know that this is time plus half an hour, which is 0.5, right? Everybody agree that half an hour is 0.5 hours. It's half an hour, it's 0.5. Okay. So then now we got to solve for this. So what we can do is multiply both sides by 50. So distance is equal to 50t. And I'm going to take, and then over here, distance is equal to 40t plus 20. How did I get that? I multiplied 40 times t. I got 40t. Multiply 40 times a half. I got 20. So now all you got to do is substitute this for that. So we got 50t equals 40t plus 20. Subtract 40t from both sides. I got 10t equals 20. Then divide both sides by 10. T equals 2. 2. How far did she travel to the appointment? 2 miles. No, it's not 2 miles. T is 2 hours. So we gotta make sure that we know what we're answering. We're not answering the question. They didn't ask how many hours. So be careful. How far did she travel to her appointment? So what you gotta do is take this now and multiply by 50, and you should get your distance. So your distance is actually 50 times 2. That means the actual distance is 100 miles. There it is. Okay, 14. In a triangle ABC, angle A is 3 times longer than, so we have triangle ABC, ABC. Angle A, which is this one right here, is 3 times as large as angle C. So this is angle C, right? So 3 times C is equal to angle A. All right. The measure of angle B, so B is 25 less than angle C. Find the measure of the angle. So there's something to be known here that is not told to you, but we know that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C add up to 180. This is something you need to know for triangles. So what does that mean? That means that I can substitute 3C for A, and we can substitute C minus 25 for B, and then add C, and you're gonna get 180. So then 3C plus C plus C is 5C. And you're gonna add 25, sorry. Add 25 to both sides, so 5C is equal to 5, 10, 205. So C is gonna be 205 divided by 5. So 205 divided by 5 is going to be 41. 41 degrees. The measure of angle C is 41 degrees. Okay, and then I'll let you do the rest on your own. Okay, figure it out. Look, angle A is 3 times C. Angle B is C minus 25. Okay? All right, question 15. Question 15 says, Tom Quick traveled 240 miles east of St. Louis. For most of the trip, he averaged 60 miles per hour. But for one period of time, he was slowed 20 miles per hour due to a major accident. If the total time of travel was 6 hours, how many miles did he travel at the reduced speed? So question 15, we read the problem. And so now we need to figure this out. There was a picture. This is 240 miles all the way through, right? But it says there that for most of the trip he averaged. So most of the trip, let's call that the trip, right? Some distance d, and so this would be 240 minus d, right? This last section. So if I take d and divide it by 60, that's going to give me the time that it took to get to here. And then if I take 240 minus d and divide it by the slower rate, which was 20 miles per hour slower, but wait a minute, 20 miles an hour slower means instead of going 60 miles per hour, you're going 40 miles per hour. And that's going to be T2. And guess what? T1 plus T2 is a total of 6 hours. Okay? So what you got to do now is do two equations. But we have 1, 2, 3 unknowns. So the total time is 6 hours. So we know that d over 60 plus 240 minus d over 40 is equal to 6. Okay, so what I want to do here is multiply everything so that I can get rid of the denominators. You see how they have a 60 here and I have a 40 here? The common denominator for them is 120. So if I multiply this by 120, and I multiply this by 120, and I multiply this by 120, I should get it really nice. So notice that 120 divided by 60 is 2. This becomes 2D. And 120 divided by 40 is 30. And 120 times 60 is going to be 720. Okay, now we're going to distribute the 3 here and there. So 2D plus, this becomes double 0, 12, 6, 7200 minus 30D is equal to 720. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 30D over there. Well, I'm going to subtract 2 from that. So we got 7200 minus 28D equals 720. And let's go ahead and move this to the other side. So we got 7200 minus 720 equals 28D. Let's take our handy dandy calculator. 7200 minus 720 is going to equal to 6480. It's equal to 28D. Divide both sides by 28. So divided by 28, it's going to give me some 231. But they don't really want that. They want the reduced speed. So they want this one. How many miles though? Oh my God, this one's supposed to be 30. This is supposed to be a 3 here. Oh, look. This is a 3D. Okay. Let's do this one again because I think I'm a little tired and I might have done this. I wrote a number wrong, I think. That's what happened. So 240, this is distance. This is 240 minus distance. And we know that he averaged for most of the trip 640, but the period he was slowed by 20 miles per hour. So you're going 60 miles per hour here, but you're going 40 miles per hour here. And we know that the total distance is 240. And we know that the total time is 6 hours, right? So distance over 60 plus 240 minus distance over 40 is equal to 6. So if I multiply everything by 120, 60 goes into that 2 times, 40 goes into that 3 times, and then 120 times 6, that's going to be 0, 720, right? That part is right. Then we got 2D plus 3 times 240. That is 720. I don't know if I'm misreading this question, but it's not working out. For most of the trip, he averaged 60 miles per hour. But he was reduced by 20 miles per hour due to the total time was 6 hours. How many miles did he travel at the reduced speed? There's a distance d, and there's 240 minus d, and the total time is 6. Distance over 60, that's your time. 240 minus d is the distance left over 40. If you add the 2 times, you should get 6 hours. There's something fishy here. Let me check something real quick because it's not coming out for some reason. It's giving me a negative answer. So let me go check. Let's see if we can find it. So this is saying that they travel 60 miles at the reduced speed. So that means 240 minus 60 is going to give me 180. That means he traveled 180 miles at 60 miles per hour. Plus, they're saying he traveled 60 miles at 40 miles per hour, and that should equal to 6. So 180 divided by 6 is, by 60, sorry, is going to be 3. And 60 divided by 40 is equal to 1.5. That does not equal to 6 hours. So whoever did this question forgot to drink his coffee, or something just went wrong in their head. It doesn't work out, okay? But guys, just to make sure you get 100 on your quiz, make sure that you get 60. This problem's messed up. It's incorrect. I proved that it's wrong. There's no way 180 divided by 60 or 640 divided by 40 is going to equal to 6 hours. They messed up. It's equal to 4.5 hours. So maybe it's just a typo. They forgot to do something here. I thought I was doing some bad math, but it wasn't me. They're just messed up. I checked their work, and their work is wrong. And I'm sorry that that's what happened, but that's what happened, okay? I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Even the British made these. Great British people, they also make mistakes. Okay, let's continue to the next question then. Let's just pretend nothing happened here. We're gonna give them a pass, right? We can't be so strict. We also make mistakes. So what's the next question? Question 16, Chuck and Dana. Let's bring it up a little bit. Oh, is there only 18 questions, or what's going on here? I'm not even sure. Let me check. Is there 16 questions? It's supposed to be 20 questions. Why am I getting 16? What's happening here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. $16. $17. I guess there's some questions that are like repeated, right? I think that's what it is. 18, 19, 20. So some of them are repeated, but you just go ahead and you know, do the repeated ones. Hopefully there's not another question like this that's messed up. But if it is, you go ahead and text me, and I will make sure to look at it. Hope there's no more mistakes. Let's take a look at number 16. Chuck and Dana, hopefully this problem was done right by them. Chuck and Dana agreed to meet in Chicago. Let me just move it up a little bit here. Why can't I move it up? Or maybe I'll just move it up from here like this. Okay. So it says Chuck and Dana agreed to meet in Chicago for the week. Chuck travels 276 miles. In the same time, Dana travels 246 miles. Okay, it's the same time. If Chuck's rate of travel is 5 miles per hour more than Dana's, they travel the same length of time. At what speed does Chuck travel? So what happens here is we got Chuck. Let's draw a picture. He travels 276 miles. All right. And then we got Dana, which travels 246 miles. All right. And look what it says. If Chuck's rate of travel is 5 more than Dana's. So whatever speed this is, if it's equal to the second rate plus 5, then they travel the same length of time. So what that means is 276 divided by R1 has to equal to 246 divided by R2. They're telling you because distance divided by rate is equal to time. So what they're saying is if I divide this distance by this rate and this distance by that rate, they're going to be equal if this guy's rate is 5 more than the second one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 276 divided by R2 plus 5 and set it equal to 246 divided by R2. R2 being the rate number 2, right? So this is speed of the first person. This is the speed of the second person. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply. So we got 276 R2 is equal to 246 times R2 plus 5. Notice how I went like that, and then I went like that. This is what's called the butterfly method. I don't know if you guys ever learned that in high school. Just gonna do like a little butterfly. And then we're gonna do 276 R2 is equal to 246 R2 plus, take your handy dandy calculator, 246 times 5, it's gonna be 1,230. Then you're gonna subtract 246 R2 from both sides. And 276 minus 246 is going to be 30 R2 is equal to 1230. You're going to take the 1230 and divide it by 30. So R2 is 41. 41 what? 41 miles per hour. But wait a minute, let's make sure that it's the correct one. Chuck, this is Chuck's, no, this is Dana's speed. This is Dana. And Dana, how do I know it's Dana's? Because it's over here, you see? It's Dana's speed, 41 miles per hour. This does not answer the question. You know what the question is asking? At what speed does Chuck travel? I'll let you finish that. Remember, this is not the answer. You know what you got to do? Okay? Chuck's a little faster than Dana. By how much? Figure it out. Okay, 17. Okay, 17. It says in the triangle ABC, we'll call this A, this B, and this is C. And then this is angle A. Notice that I use capital letters for angles. And I use little letters for sides. This is convention. You know that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180, right? And then what? Okay, let's see what the rest says. The measure of the angle B, so measure of angle B is equal to 60 greater than the measure of angle A. Angle C is 6 times larger than angle A. Okay, so now we're going to substitute things. C, we're going to put measure 6 MA. So we're going to go like this. A, we're just going to use A. We're not going to write measure angle A. We're just going to write A. Instead of B, we're going to write this. And instead of C, we're going to write this. Okay? Then we're going to combine like terms. Got A plus 6A, that's 8A plus 60 equals 180. We're going to subtract 60 from both sides. Got 8A equals 120. We're going to divide both sides by 8. A is equal to 120 divided by 8. That's equal to 15 degrees. Okay? But did we answer the question? No, because they want us to answer all of them, right? So the measure of angle A is 15, but what about the measure of angle B? Well, that's going to be 60 plus 15. That's going to be 75. What about the measure of angle C? Well, that's going to be 6 times the measure of angle A. And A is 15, remember? So 6 times 15, that's going to be what, 90? And there we go. We got all of them. So answer choice B would be the correct answer. Okay, let me start 18 for you, and I believe you would have like 2 more to go, I think. I don't know what's going on. I don't seem to be able to see the rest of this thing for some reason. It just stops there. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Okay. I thought I was losing my mind here. Okay, there's 18 and 20. Okay. But let me move this up a little bit here. 18. Let me start 18 for you. It says Noah and Ben are running in a Walker Street fun run. Noah runs 7 miles per hour. So Noah is going 7 miles per hour. Ben is going 5 miles per hour. If they start at the same time, how long in minutes will they be 1/5 of a mile apart? So 7 miles per hour times a certain time, right? Plus 5 miles per hour times a certain time is going to be a distance of 1/5 mile. So we got 12t equals 1/5 mile. So if I divide both sides by 12, t is, looks weird, right? Divide by 5, divide by 12. So it's 1 divided by 5 divided by 12. So I just go to my handy dandy calculator and I go 1 divided by 5 divided by 12. That's some number 0.01667. Now, that's not the answer. You know why? Because this is in hours. Okay? So what do we do? Well, hours times 60. There's 60 minutes in an hour, right? So guess what I got to do? I got to take the 60 and multiply by that. So times 60 gives me 0.0167 times 60. That's strange. 1/5 of a mile apart. I wonder if they got this problem wrong again. That would be weird, right? 2 problems wrong in one quiz. Let's see. 7 times t plus 5 times t. 7 plus 5 is 12. Divided by 12, that's 1/60th. This is 1/60th times 60. So time is going to be 1 minute. It's going to take 1 minute for them to be 1/5 of a mile apart. Yeah, because let's check our work. Okay, so if I'm saying that it's 1 minute, it's 1 minute is 1/60th of an hour, right? Because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 1/60th of an hour times 7 plus 1/60th an hour times 5. How much is that? So you do 7 divided by 60 plus 5 divided by 60 equals 0.2. That's equal to 1/5. The answer is 1 minute. Well, they got it wrong again. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but that's the second one they get wrong. But don't worry, I'm here to help you. I'm here to save the day. That's what I get paid for. So even though it says here that it's probably, I'm gonna say that they said 10 minutes. I'm almost guessing they're gonna put 10 minutes as the answer because it seems like a typo, right? Why are there so many plywood questions here? I can't find it. Where is it? What's happening? Well, they put 6 minutes. No, the answer is 1 minute. But anyway, guys, for you to get the 100, make sure you put 6 minutes. Okay, they're wrong. I'm sorry, but it's actually 1 minute. They're gonna take 1 minute to be 1/5 of a mile apart. Okay, 6 minutes. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and let me help you with the last couple of them right here. We got. Let's see if I can find the other ones here. Okay, so question 19, a bookcase. The height in the bookcase is 4 feet longer than the shelf. If 20 feet of lumber is available for the entire unit, including the shelves, but not the back of the bookcase, find the length and the height of the unit. Okay, so for question 19, we're going to do, so the picture is telling us we're going to need plywood this way, we're going to need plywood that way, we're going to need plywood this way, we're going to need plywood here, we're going to need plywood here, and we're going to need plywood there. Okay, so we're going to need, if we call this S and this H, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of the S's. Does everybody agree? And we're going to need 2 of the heights. Okay. And they tell me that the entire, if 26 feet of lumber is available, so we know that this is equal to 26. And we know that the height of the bookcase, so the height is 4 feet longer than S. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to substitute this for that. So we're going to have 4S plus 2 times 4 plus S equals 26. So we got 4S plus 8 plus 2S equals 26. 6S plus 8 equals 26. Subtract 8, subtract 8. 6S equals 14, right? 14. And then S is going to be 14 divided by 6. 14 divided by 6 is 2.33. 2.33. 26. The height of the bookcase is 4 feet longer than the length of the shelf. We got S plus S plus S plus S, that's 4S. We got 2 H's. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 S's. There's 4 lengths, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 2 heights. So this is 8 plus 2S. That's 6S. 26. Oh my God, this is 18. Excuse me. I'm very tired. 18 divided by 6 is actually 3. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're basically done now because once we know this is 3, we're going to know that h is going to be 4 plus 3. That's going to be 7. So the answer is letter B. Letter B. Okay. Let's go ahead and help you with 20 as well. A cylinder contains a volume of 392 pi centimeters cubed, which is equal to pi r squared h. And r is equal to 7. So 392 pi is equal to pi 7 squared times h. The pi's cancel. I take the 392 divided by 49. It's going to give me h. Okay, and I'll let you finish that one. This is a 392, okay? And that's it, guys. And if you have any questions, go ahead and text me. I know that this quiz, because it was kind of rough, but we got through it. We survived. And congratulations. Hopefully, next quiz won't be as difficult. It'll be a little easier, I guess. We already did a hard quiz. We did an easy quiz and then a hard quiz. All right, guys, have an excellent weekend. I'll probably post another assignment for next Wednesday, so expect it like on Wednesdays. If you want it earlier, you can tell me, but I'm thinking of Wednesdays. All right. So, all right.